Johnson Wax program with Fibber McGee and Molly. The makers of Johnson Wax products for home and industry present Fibber McGee and Molly, written by Don Quinn and Phil Leslie, with music by the King's Men and Billy Mills Orchestra. While you were getting the dinner or doing the dishes tonight, did you take a good look at your linoleum floor covering? Were you satisfied with its appearance, or was it a little on the dull and shabby side? Well, you know, there's a very good remedy for that trouble. Just treat your floor to a beauty treatment with Johnson's Glow Coat. Then you'll have not only sparkling beauty and bright, fresh colors, but you'll have protection and long life for the linoleum. Manufacturers of linoleum themselves recommend Glow Coat. Regular care with this easy-to-use polish adds greatly to the life of the floor covering. Johnson's Glow Coat is self-polishing. It needs no rubbing or buffing. All you do is apply and let dry. In 20 minutes, your floor is something to be proud of. And it's easier to keep clean because spilled things wipe up in a jiffy when your floor is protected with Johnson's self-polishing Glow Coat. Some people think the reason a newspaper is printed in several sections is so the wind can blow it all over the neighborhood easier. This is an erroneous idea. It's really so two people can read it at the same time. Like at 79 Wistful Vista, where one with the sports page and the other with the affairs of society, we find Fibber McGee and Molly.
I see where ham-faced Gorton, the Denver destroyer, KO'd Slugger Malone in the 5th round, McGee.
Oh. Molly, please. That don't sound good coming from you.
Well, blame yourself, dearie. You're the one who handed me the sports section while you grabbed the news.
Yeah, but my gosh, I never...
Oh, listen. Gorilla Grogan, the Memphis murderer, wins mat tussle with Boris, the Bulgarian bone breaker.
Oh.
The gorilla...
Okay. You win. I'll swap sections with you.
Thank you. You know, I never could understand. Isn't this sweet?
Isn't what sweet?
This about Mr. and Mrs. Calvin W. Hookweiler of South Oak Street.
What's about them?
They're celebrating their golden wedding anniversary. Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah, I guess it is at that. She must be the kind of woman who never opens perfume bottles with her husband's razor blades.
Yeah. And he must be the kind of a man who never nags when his wife burns the bacon.
I like burned bacon. Charcoal. Good for the teeth. Besides, you never saw...
Oh, McGee.
Huh?
I hope you and I can celebrate our golden wedding anniversary. Wouldn't that be grand, dearie?
Oh, sure it would be. Hey, wait a minute. That's a wonderful idea, Molly. Why don't we do that?
Well, fine, but I don't have to go take off my apron and put on my face right now, do I?
Huh?
We've still got about 25 years to go.
I mean, celebrate our golden wedding right now, today.
Oh, McGee, you can't do that. You got to be married 50 years.
That's the trouble with people. Always wait until the last minute.
What?
We're going to celebrate our golden wedding. Let's celebrate it right now while we're sure of it.
But, McGee, you can't
We'll get a few friends over here and have... Oh, wait a minute. I got a better idea. I'm going to take you out tonight, baby.
That does it. That's for me. You talked me into it.
Yes, sir. We'll get Doc and Harlow and Alice together and all go down to Wistful Vista Biltmore for dinner and a little dancing.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh, my. Our golden wedding. It is silly, McGee, but... Oh, dear, I haven't got a gift for you.
Oh, forget it. But I already got something for you. I was going to save it for your birthday, but this is better.
Oh, McGee, you darling. What is it? Come on, tell me.
No, I'll give it to you later.
Well, I'll think of something nice for you.
Okay.
Say, if we're going out for dinner, let's give Beulah the night off.
Why not?
Okay. Beulah! Oh, Beulah!
Somebody ball for Beulah?
Yeah, look, Beulah. Mrs. McGee and I are celebrating our golden wedding anniversary tonight, and...
You doing which, Wednesday?
We're celebrating our golden wedding anniversary tonight, Beulah.
Yeah.
Well, for goodness sake. When do folks just get married back in that little old Peoria when they're 2 weeks old?
I don't know. We haven't been married 50 years yet, Beulah.
Of course not.
Oh, you mean it only seemed like 50 years, man?
Yeah. No, Beulah. You see, Mr. McGee just decided we ought to celebrate our golden wedding while we were still more or less young. Mm-hmm. It is pretty silly, isn't it?
What do you mean, silly?
Why, ma'am, I think it's just wonderful.
Why, sure.
I'm plumb flabbergoose. My sister, she's always talking about celebrating her wedding anniversary, but she never get around to it.
Why not? No time?
No, sir, no husband. What you going to do tonight, ma'am? You going to have the ceremony again and toss your bridal bouquet downstairs? Because if so, you're going to find Beulah out there in left field.
No, we're just tossing a little wing-ding for a few friends, Beulah. Little dinner party.
Oh, my, I'm going right to work. Oh, Beulah's going to whip you all up a 5-tier wedding cake.
Beulah, you mean 5-tier.
Ain't going to be no tears today, ma'am. This is happy stuff.
Well, thanks, Beulah, but we're going to eat downtown tonight, and you can take the evening off.
Oh, well, thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Ira's in town tonight.
Oh.
We may go down to the Dreamland Ballroom tonight and turp us a little sickery. I saw you ain't having a party at home, though. I'd love to make you some punch.
And I could go for some, too, Beulah. You make good punch?
Sir, when I delivers that punch, it's a knockout. My uncle invented a recipe, although he ain't been able to make it much since he got hurt in an explosion.
Oh, my. What exploded, Beulah?
A bowl of punch he was making.
Well, that sounds like his recipe went over with a bang.
Yes, it did really well. Oh, look here. What the man is saying. Love that golden wedding couple.
Billy Mills and the orchestra and Perfidia.
So I says to myself, Alice, I says, we may not all be together 25 years from now, I says. So I says, why not celebrate it now, I says.
Well, I think it's a wonderful idea, Mr. McGee. Let me see now. When you're married 25 years, that's your silver anniversary.
Yep.
50 is gold, of course. What's 75?
Diamond.
And 100?
When you're married 100 years, Alice, you just totter over to the phone and call Ripley. That's what's known as getting into his column the hard way. Why, if I ever...
didn't know you were in here, Alice.
Oh.
Are you coming to our dinner party tonight, dear?
Oh, I wouldn't miss it for the world, Mrs. McGee. I love parties anyhow. I just went to one night before last.
Huh?
Well, what do you do, dear? Do you play parlor games or dance?
We play games, grown-up games, of course, like spin the bottle and post office.
Post office. Ah, I draw the line at that.
You do, Mr. McGee?
Yes, Alice. Due to an unfortunate experience in his youth.
Yep. Played post office at a high school party, Alice. Girl named Marge was postmistress at the time.
The hussy.
Yeah. She calls me into the post office, see? Well, sir, I kind of blushed and smoothed back my hair. Had a terrible cowlick at the time. And I walks in. I got a letter for you, Breezy, she says. Kids all called me... They all called me Breezy in them days.
Windy it was.
Yeah, Wendy. I got a letter for you, Wendy, she says. So I shuts my eyes and puckers up.
And she kissed you.
No, she gave him a letter. Her father was the real postmaster.
Oh.
I never quite got over that, Alice. I was a woman hater for several days after that.
Gee, nobody ever wanted to kiss me when I was a little girl. I had braces on my teeth, and they called me Iron Jaw Alice.
Well, I guess that situation has improved some by now, hasn't it?
Well, I guess you'd call it an improvement, Mr. McGee. I had to write home last week for my braces.
Say, Alice, maybe you can think of some little gadget made of gold that I can give Mr. McGee.
Well, I'll give it some thought, Mrs. McGee. Oh, wait a minute. I've got a wonderful idea for a gift for him.
Oh, good. Whisper it to me, dear.
Well, what?
Well, it's a cute idea, and they would be gold, all right. But Mr. McGee would always forget to feed them. Thanks anyway, Alice.
I'll keep trying. I'll see you tonight.
Goldfish, huh?
You listen.
I never know such a thing. I
Say,
married...
by the way, did you reserve a table at the Biltmore?
Yep, table for 5 at 8. Or was it table for 8 at 5? Nope, table for 5 at 8. That's what I told them.
Good.
Well, you know, this ought to be a lot of fun, Molly. They got 2 swell bands down there.
2 bands?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dear, you have enough trouble keeping time with one, McGee. I don't see how you...
Hello, folks.
Mr. Wilcox, just the man we wanted to see.
Yep, I want you to come to a golden wedding anniversary party, Junior.
Swell. Whose?
Ours.
Whose?
Ours, Mr. Wilcox, at the Wistful Vista Biltmore tonight.
Tonight. Your golden wedding anniversary?
You heard.
Will you come and bring Mrs. Wilcox?
Well, gee, kids, I'd love to be there, but General Grant and Henry VIII and I have a date to play squat. We have a date to play squat tag in Carnegie Hall tonight.
Wilcox, we're not fooling. We're serious about
Certainly.
this.
Look, Junior, we just decided to celebrate our golden wedding anniversary right now while we can still have fun.
And Alice Darling and Dr. Gamble and the Wilcoxes are all invited. Won't you please come?
Well, I don't know who thought this up, but it's probably the most delightfully idiotic idea I ever heard, and I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Oh, good. Be there about 8 o'clock, Mr. Wilcox.
Yeah, we'll have cocktails first, see?
Cocktails?
Well, Natch. Oyster, shrimp, mixed fruit, anything you want, Junior.
Great. I'll just about have time to pick up a little gift.
Oh, no gift, Junior. That's out.
Oh, the presents are just between McGee and me, Mr. Wilcox. Only I haven't been able to think of anything for him yet. Have you any ideas? Something gold that doesn't cost too much?
Well, let me think. Oh, sure. I know just the thing.
Oh, good. What is it? Put your fingers in your ears, McGee.
Okay, go ahead.
Now, look, Molly. You know that golden oak dresser he has in his room?
Yes?
Well, that's sort of golden, see? So why don't we send him out for a while, and we slip up there and polish it all up with Johnson's wax? Make it look beautiful.
Yes, but for a wedding anniversary gift, that hardly seems...
Oh, but there's nothing more pleasant to look at than a Johnson wax piece of furniture, Molly.
You're right.
Yeah, and every time he sees it, he'll think how wonderful it is to be married to such a good housekeeper. So efficient and so economical. A woman who thinks of Johnson's wax immediately when she wants to make her home more attractive. Why, Molly, Johnson...
No, just a darn minute, Waxy. What's Johnson's wax got to do with
Now,
it?
McGee, you weren't supposed to be listening.
I wasn't listening.
Well, then how did you know what I was talking about?
Look, Junior, when you get that slap-happy look on your pants, when your chest starts going up and down like a movie hero in a clinch, when you start swaying like you were in a trance, I know what you're talking about.
Well, I think it's wonderful to be so enthusiastic about something, dearie. The only thing you were ever carried away by was the ambulance the time you had pneumonia.
And you know what they use on those ambulances to keep them so shiny?
Yeah, we know.
Yes, we know.
Yeah, I was afraid you did. Well, I'll see you at night, folks.
So long.
so glad he's coming. He's a lot of fun at a party.
Yeah, he'll probably want to dance all night, too. I hear he's been taking rumba lessons from Arthur Murray himself.
Arthur Murray of the Teamsters Union?
That's Philip Murray.
Oh?
Although Wilcox does dance a little like a brewery horse at that.
I wish I could think of a gift for you, McGee. Something gold. Say, you don't have a bill slip, do you?
I don't need one. I just throw them on the hall table when they come in anyhow. Don't worry about a gift for me now.
Come in. Oh, for goodness sakes, Dr. Gamble. Hello, Doctor.
Hello, Molly. And how are you today? Good looking?
Oh, fine, Doc. Thanks.
I was still talking to Molly.
Oh. Well, look, you're invited to dinner with us tonight, Doc, at the Wistful Vista Biltmore. 8 o'clock. It's a celebration.
Celebration of what?
Our golden wedding anniversary.
There must be something wrong with my ears. I better see a doctor and see what... What am I saying? I am a doctor.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with your ears that a little adhesive tape wouldn't have fixed when you were a baby, too. The idea is, instead of waiting 25 years, we're celebrating our golden wedding anniversary tonight. Don't that make sense?
No, it doesn't, but it's a splendid idea, for you at least.
Why, for him, Doctor?
Well, in another 25 years, Molly, you'll still be a handsome, healthy specimen of womanhood. My little belt stretcher there... Little belt stretcher will resemble a weary baboon with arteries like a clay pipe.
Oh, is that so? Well, in 25 years, I'll come over to your house and do a standing broad jump over your wheelchair, you superannuated old pill roller.
You couldn't do a running hop over a crack in the sidewalk right now, Lard Bucket.
That's all you know about it, you malpracticing old muscle twitcher. You couldn't diagnose a case of root beer.
Ah, now, boy. After all, this is hardly the time.
Let him rant, Molly. He's just got a physical inferiority complex because he hasn't got enough leg muscles to keep his garters up.
Why?
Oh, save your breath, Hillbilly. You'll need it to argue with the waiter tonight when he brings your check. See you down there.
Isn't he a sweet old character?
He's old, all right, and he's a character. But if he's sweet, I'm Shirley Temple's grandson.
Say, look, dearie, I've got to get upstairs and start getting ready. Now, when Beulah gets through pressing my dress, ask her to bring it upstairs, will you?
Okay, Snooky, okay. There goes a good kid. She knows this is the silliest idea I ever cooked up. But does she squawk? Yelps her pretty little head off. Till she finds out we're going dancing. Then she shuts up like... Uh-oh. Come in.
Hi, mister.
Oh, hello, Teeny. Come on in.
What you doing, mister? What you doing? What you?
Why, Mrs. McGee and I are getting ready to celebrate our golden wedding anniversary tonight, sis.
What's a golden wedding anniversary, mister? What is it?
Well, that's a sort of a long story, sis.
Oh, goody.
You see, the whole thing starts when two young people fall in love.
Oh?
They get engaged, they get married, and then, hand in hand, they start down the long road of life together.
Why is there road, mister? Why is it?
Well, I guess it's because it's so easy to get in a rut, I guess. I don't know. Anyhow, they go along hand in hand, side by side, always together.
Who?
The boy and girl.
Boy and girl?
In the story.
Oh, boy, a story. I love stories. Tell it to me, mister. Go on, tell it to me.
Dad, drat it, sis, I'm trying to tell it to you. Anyhow, they go along through the years, sharing everything.
Mm-hmm.
Through troubles and trial and tribulation.
Why did they get arrested, mister?
They didn't get arrested, sis. I says
And why did they have to go through a trial? Were they framed, huh?
Look. Skip the trial.
Okay, I'll read about it in the paper.
So this young couple goes along through sickness and sorrow, through grief and bad luck and misfortune, through sadness and misery and trouble.
Oh, don't they ever have any fun?
Oh, sure, some. But they go right ahead anyway. Resolutely marching forward down the rocky road of time. Her little hand in his and her little head on his shoulder.
Oh.
Till all at once one of them happens to take a gander at the calendar, and this thing's been going on for 50 years.
Oh, boy. Mm-hmm.
So they throw a big golden wedding celebration, and all their friends come and hoop and holler and spill stuff all over the furniture. They live happily ever after and get their pictures in the paper.
Oh, gee, that's a wonderful story, mister. Can I have a golden wedding anniversary, mister? Can I?
Probably someday.
Will I grow up and get married like Mrs. McGee?
Well, certainly.
Will I have a husband like Mrs. McGee's got?
Oh, if you're lucky.
And I'll have him for 50 years?
Sure.
Oh, boy. What some women won't do to get their pictures in the paper.
The King's Men and Accentuate the Positive.
Gather round me, everybody. Gather round me while I preach some. Feel a servant coming on. I must deliver this message before the mood is gone. You gotta accentuate the positive. Eliminate the negative. Latch on to the affirmative. Don't mess with Mr. In Between. You gotta spread joy to the maximum. Bring gloom down to the minimum. Have faith or pandemonium liable to walk upon the scene. To illustrate my last remark, Jonah in the whale, Noah in the ark. What did they do just when everything looked so dark? They said they better accentuate the positive. Eliminate the negative. Latch on to the affirmative. But don't mess with Mr. In Between. You gotta spread joy up to the maximum. Bring gloom down to the minimum. Have faith of pandemonium liable to walk upon the scene. To make it clear, let me show Moses in the big Red Sea and Joshua at Jericho. What did they do when the spirits were sagging low? Man, they started into accentuate the positive. Eliminate the negative. Latch on to the affirmative. Don't mess with Mr. In Between. Just accentuate the positive. Eliminate the negative. Don't mess with Mr. In Between.
Isn't this nice, McGee?
Swell. Floor is pretty crowded, but I'll weave us through this mob without bumping into... Whoops. I'm sorry, sis.
Be careful, dearie.
That's all right. I'm okay. Foot slipped. When you got a natural sense of rhythm like I got, you don't... Whoop!
You nearly knocked the man down, McGee.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Bud. I didn't mean... Oh, it's you, Harlow.
In the flesh, pal. The badly bruised flesh, I might add.
Well, watch where you're going, kid. You're liable to hurt somebody. It's okay, Molly. It was Wilcox.
McGee, do you remember the first dance you ever took me to back in Peoria?
I sure do. In the high school auditorium.
Yeah. That was the night somebody turned off the lights while we were all dancing.
Yeah. When the lights went out, you ducked, and I kissed my chemistry teacher.
Yeah, missed the ditch. I remember. And she slapped the president of the school board.
And his wife took him right home.
Yeah.
Boy, those were the days. Sometimes, you know... Ow, watch your elbow, Bud. Oh, that's my elbow.
Maybe you held them a little closer to your sides, dearie.
No, this is okay. Get a better balance on the turns with them out like this. Yeah. You see, if you don't square off on the you get... Hey. What happened? What happened? Did I miss something?
No, the music ended, that's all.
Oh, I thought I heard something funny. Well, come on, let's get back to the table. I didn't have my pie yet, and if Doc Gamble gets there first, he's liable
Oh, relax, dearie. He and Alice came off the dance floor right behind us.
Well, I see you two made it all right.
Yeah, old stuff for us, old stuff.
Oh. Thanks again for the dance, Alice.
Oh, it was fun, Doctor.
Yeah, it looked like fun. Gamble, you get around that dance floor like a hamstrung hippopotamus.
Well, thanks, my boy. You danced with all the carefree abandon of a runaway bulldozer yourself. I could always tell where you were by the trail of people nursing bruises and grudges.
Hey, you had some of this cherry pie, Doc. How is it?
Just like Mother used to make, McGee.
Your mother a good cook, Doctor?
Terrible.
Tastes okay to me.
Well, this has been a wonderful evening, dearie. There's only one thing wrong.
What's the matter, Mom?
I just feel badly that I never did get a gift for you, that's all. And I love the gift you gave me. Who else would ever have thought of a gold thimble?
Oh, I knew you ought. Ow!
Oh, McGee, darling, what on earth's the matter?
Oh, I broke a tooth. Cherry pit.
Oh.
Here, my boy, let's see it.
No, don't touch it. Get your big fat hands off.
Oh, dear, what can we
Get him
do?
to a dentist right away.
At this hour of the night?
Well, this one has offices next door to mine, Molly. You grab a cab and rush him over there. I'll get on the phone and have the dentist there and waiting. Go ahead.
Oh, thank you, Doctor. Come on, dearie. Oh, dear of all.
Is there anything wrong, sir?
There certainly is, waiter. My husband just broke a tooth on a piece of your pie. Come on, dearie.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry, madam. Rest assured, sir, that the hotel will certainly not charge you a cent.
For the dinner?
For the pie, madam.
Now, look, Bud. I can't stand here gabbing. Just give our bill to that fat guy over there. The one with the stethoscope in his pocket. Come on, Molly.
That's it. Just sit back in the chair, Mr. McGee, and we'll have a look. Now, relax now.
Don't hurt much, Doc.
Oh, of course not. Open up now. Let's look in there.
He broke it on the cherry pit, Doctor.
Well, we'll have to drill that a little bit now. Open wider. Little wider. I've got to go in there with this drill, you know. Oh, now, not that wide. I'm not going in, just the drill. That's better.
You see, we were having a little dinner party down at
Celebrating our old wedding anniversary.
Oh, whose golden wedding anniversary?
Ours, Doctor.
Yours? My word, how old were you two when you were married?
Well, himself here was 21, but I was...
21 and 50. Why, that's amazing. By George, I've never seen anyone so well preserved.
Who, me?
Well, I wouldn't take him to be a day over 65, Mrs. McGee. Yes, could almost pass for a man of 60. Got the teeth of a man of 60.
Well, Doctor, you see...
Well, there we are, Mr. McGee. You can sit up now.
That feels better, Doc.
Yes, sir. But we're going to have to give you a new tooth there.
A new tooth? What kind of a tooth?
A new gold tooth.
A gold tooth? Why, that's wonderful. I'll pay for it myself.
Huh?
That's my present, dearie. My golden wedding present to you.
A gold tooth? Oh, this is ridiculous.
As you go about your housekeeping from room to room, you don't stop to think about what you're doing for your family. But with every bit of your housework, every pie you bake, every floor you wax, you're expressing your love for them. And when they say, Mom, this pie is swell, or Mother, the house looks beautiful, well, you've had your reward. And here's something else to give you satisfaction. If your home is regularly wax protected, it's a clean home, cleaner and more sanitary and more healthful. Johnson's Wax fills the pores of wood and other surfaces, eliminates many breeding places of germs. Moisture and dirt just don't collect in clean, waxed corners. Cleaning and dusting are easier all year round. So the regular use of Johnson's Wax saves you work, and every application of this famous wax polish adds greater beauty to your floors, furniture, woodwork, and other furnishings. You can get Johnson's Wax in 3 forms: paste, liquid, or cream.
McGee, I still think a golden wedding anniversary is a wonderful thing.
Well, so do I.
And I'd like to congratulate every single couple who are celebrating theirs or planning to celebrate it. I hope they have a long life and a happy one.
And ice cream for dessert.
Why the ice cream?
No seeds.
Oh.
Good night.
Good night, all.
This is Harlow Wilcox, speaking for the makers of Johnson Wax Finishes for Home and Industry, inviting you all to be with us again next Tuesday night. Good night.
This is the National Broadcasting Company.